Trump promises a 25% tariff on products from Mexico, Canada, greater than on January 20th. As one of my many first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States. And its ridiculous open borders, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. Greater than Trump said the tariffs would remain in place until the two countries clamp down on drugs, particularly fentanyl, and migrants crossing the border illegally. The USD-CAD exchange rate just spiked on this, basically a tweet. Energy is a product, right? Very well. Cease the transfer of hydroelectric power from Quebec to New York State and New England. I wonder if Canadian lumber will be cheaper in Canada if they have excess supply as a result of reduced shipments to the US. It's going to end as soon as the last tariff spat began under his last administration. Canada put tariffs on things in the districts of prominent Republican senators and poof, tariffs went away. Just slap a tariff on Teslas and watch Elon pop his head out from under Trump's desk for a minute and ask the Orange Mussolini to back down. Pretty sure this is a violation of the treaty terms he negotiated during his first term in office. Trudeau opposes allowing Russia to keep an inch of Ukrainian territory. Paywall bypass. https archive.ph/79fhc. In brief, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he opposes allowing Russia to keep any territory it has occupied in its invasion of Ukraine, warning that it would only embolden other hostile countries to invade their neighbors. Mr. Trudeau told a NATO Assembly of Parliamentarians in Montreal Monday that they need to push back against those who argue that assistance to Ukraine is not a priority. Of course, like so many different countries, we have citizens asking, why is it that we are supporting this faraway country that has nothing to do with us in Canada? Mr. Trudeau told the NATO gathering. If Russia succeeds in gaining an inch of territory in Ukraine because of their illegal invasion, countries around the world will look at their historical grievances, he said. They will look at the fact that perhaps they have a slightly larger military than their neighbor, and wonder if it isn't time now to redraw lines on a map, to violate the UN Charter, as Russia has, to once again destabilize the rules-based order. Canada has the largest Ukrainian population outside of Russia, Ukraine. Of course Canada is going to be strong backer of Ukrainian sovereignty. Trudeau is exactly right. This isn't about certain small provinces in the Donbass but about territorial conquest returning to the norm of geopolitics. Agree with Trudeau. If they invaded Newfoundland, we wouldn't be signing any treaties until we had our Newfie brothers and sisters back. Good. You don't invade other countries and get to keep what you like if you stop. Good idea. Now fund the Canadian military up to NATO standards and walk the walk. CRA alleges Muslim Association of Canada has radical links. I love the last paragraph of the article where their defense is basically, the CRA is Islamophobic. Really rich considering the evidence they acquired. CRA comes with evidence, Mac, you are Islamophobic. Welcome to 2024. So their tax-exempt status was revoked without much warning or appeal like the JNF Canada. Right? Removed. Greater than as previously reported in 2023. The CRA alleged in March 2021 that some directors and employees of the Muslim Association of Canada, MAC, have been involved in an apparent Hamas support network. Irfan Canada has been designated a terrorist entity by the Canadian government because of its support for the terrorist group Hamas, which perpetrated the attack against Israel on October 7, in which 1,200 people were slaughtered. greater than at that time. The MAC countered that the CRA is biased against Muslim charities. Come on. They can't formulate a defense that doesn't rely on exploited sympathy? Greater than the CRA has also fined the MAC $1.1 million for giving gifts, rent benefits and salaries to ineligible individuals and organizations, including a Montreal-based imam, a Quebec-based security company and the Canadian Muslim Forum. Greater than Yasser Hadara, a former MAC official, has said the organization is challenging the CRA audit, saying the organization is being accused of guilt by asphyxiation. Greater than, unfortunately, the issues of Islamophobia and bias that existed in 2021 continue to exist in the final audit, Hadara said. This isn't going to keep working. It might not even work now. The only way they could get away with it forever would be if the entire authority structure became allies to their cause, and I still don't expect that even with all the government sanctioned gaslighting. You don't say? Found in a box of my mom's recipe books. Man coming home from school to a cooking show was disappointing. Until you started watching. He's an absolute legend. That book is worth every little bit of that $1.49. What a legend. RetroKid.ca has a ton of merch for Yan. I have that book. Walk with Yan. Growing up in a very white community, Walk with Yan was my introduction to cooking with a wok and in different ways than I grew up with. I still make some recipes he pitched on their show. Little bit of wonder powder in everything. Illegal crossings at northern U.S. border continue to skyrocket. Hundreds of terror suspects arrested. I live on the QC and New York border. Seeing groups of migrants being arrested by RCMP is a weekly thing. And those are only the ones that get caught. How do people on a terror watch list get into Canada in the first place? Illegal crossings have continued to skyrocket, with roughly 19,000 people arrested in fiscal year 2024. That is about the same amount as the last 17 years combined. Border Patrol data states that 358 suspects on the terror watch list were arrested on the northern border at ports of entry in fiscal year 2024. Sad that statistics like these don't even shock us anymore. Coming to has become a human right in the last decade. Hundreds of terrorist suspects? Am I reading that right? I thought Five Eyes was involved with the immigration screening process. I see our visitor visa in cereal boxes program is working well. Let the scrutiny take as long as it takes. Potential visitors are owed nothing. So basically this is what Trump is referring to when saying he will add a 25% tariffs against Canadian exports. So basically we need to do a better job at border security and immigration. Aren't these two things Canadian voters also wanted dealt with?